Thank you, John. Really appreciated those words. Good morning, everyone. My name is Carolyn Stennett, and I'm the Deputy Director for the National Head Start Association. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you Bruce Strothers, our Head Start alumni who we'll recognize today. Bruce is the Ethics and Compliance Counsel for the Coca-Cola Company in Atlanta, Georgia. He advises and develops strategies with legal counsel and leadership teams to ensure that Coca-Cola is in compliance with laws and regulations. And he's responsible, his global responsibilities include supporting compliance programs in Central, East, West, and South Africa. He joined Coca-Cola in April of 2007. Prior to that, he was at a law firm in Atlanta. Bruce attended Brown University, Seattle University School of Law, and the Columbia Law School with academic honors and law license. And he has a law license in the state of Washington, California, and Georgia. Prior to his distinguished career, as I said, Bruce is a Head Start graduate. His accomplishments and success are convincing evidence of the effectiveness of Head Start. Bruce is a tireless champion of Head Start and never misses an opportunity in the business community to say how important his Head Start experience has been in his life. We are proud to have him here to share his story, but before he does that, I'd like to present Bruce with appreciation from the National Head Start Association for all that he has done and continues to do for Head Start. Bruce?
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Senate co-hosts, for having us here. And thank you, Head Start parents, administrators, staff from around the country. In conclusion, Carolyn asked me to keep my remarks brief, so how many remarks can you really put on a business card? As Carolyn mentioned, I was in Head Start in Seattle, Washington in 1975. My young single mother heard about the Head Start program on the radio, and she went to the Head Start office and she signed me up. At Head Start, at age 4, I acquired the ability to absorb information and apply it efficiently. That Head Start infused ability to absorb and apply empowered me to attend Garfield High School in Seattle, Washington, a big public high school that graduated Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee, Quincy Jones and others. I graduated from Garfield in 1989, and since Garfield was established in 1920, I understand I was the first graduate to attend Brown University in Garfield High School's then 69-year history. At Brown University, my classmates elected me to be senior class vice president. Warren Brown, who started Cake Love here in Washington, D.C., was actually our senior class president. But I'm proud to tell you, again, the Head Start acquired ability to absorb and apply allowed me to serve in that role as a senior, and as Brown was established in 1764, that would have made me the first diversity senior class officer in Brown's then 229-year history. When I left Brown, I went back to Seattle and I studied housing and urban development at Seattle University Law School with the distinguished Professor Henry W. McGee, Professor Emeritus from UCLA of 25 years. The Head Start acquired ability to absorb and apply allowed me to go on to the Columbia Law School Master of Laws program, where I studied contracts with E. Allen Farnsworth and Professor Jane C. Ginsburg. As you all know, her mother's here as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. And for the last, well, before I get into that, I have to say, at Columbia, my Head Start acquired ability to absorb and apply allowed me to graduate with a 3.69 GPA cumulatively and avoid a bunch of student loans. So thank you, Head Start. I've been practicing law for 16 years, but for the last 6 years, I've been counseled at the Coca-Cola Company, a 126-year entity. It's founded in 1886 in Atlanta. And for the first 5.5 years, I was Global Marketing Counsel and Strategic Marketing Counsel in North America. Now, what does that mean? It means that I was responsible for all things Fanta, the Fanta brand globally, and all things Sprite in North America from a marketing, advertising, and promotional perspective. Again, what that means, it was my job to make sure that whatever advertisement the Coca-Cola Company wanted to go forward with, regardless of the medium, and you know what all the mediums can be, computers, internet, PDAs, newspapers, television, integration into movies, those matters were mine. I'm proud to say that 7 months ago, our Coca-Cola Company Global General Counsel, Bernhard Gopeld, and our Global Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer, Sharon Zeeley, former U.S. Attorney, allowed me to become a Ethics and Compliance Counsel. And as Carolyn said, I do have responsibility for 40 countries in Africa, where I collaborate with our local ethics officer to make sure that our 44-page Code of Business Conduct is a living, breathing document that our Coca-Cola associates in 207 countries, actually around the world, make a part of their daily governance routines. I'm responsible for all the countries in Africa now, in Central, East, West, and South Africa, which means that I've got every country on the continent with the exception of Tunisia, Morocco, Libya, Algeria, and Egypt. So, in conclusion, I mean it that time, I'd just like to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the Head Start teachers that invested in me back in 1975. 7 months ago, again, Sharon Zeeley, our Global Ethics and Compliance Officer, saw fit to send me to Vienna, Austria, for the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. And I can't make this up, folks. I was sitting there, and on my left was the head of the CIA from India. And on my right was the ambassador to the United States from China. And across from me were members of the Russian Federation. And we were all on 8 to 12 second time delay because everyone was speaking different languages. And I just sat back in the chair there and I said, thank you, Head Start. So I'd like to close by saying all that the Head Start teachers, administrators, and staff do, your investment in those 4 and 5-year-olds, it really makes a difference in our families, in our communities, in our region, our nation, and our world. So sincerely, I say thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Just let's give Bruce another round of applause. Bruce, you are a shining example of why we do, why everyone does what they do day in and day out. Thank you for those very inspiring words. I'd like to say, in closing, I'd like to thank our state associations and also Kaplan Early Learning Company for their generous, very, very generous support. Please continue to enjoy breakfast, have another cup of coffee, if you will, and good luck, and have a very productive meeting today with your senators and various representatives. Thank you so much. Have a great day.